And here we are, straight back, talking about utilities. Our critical utility infrastructure is in a mess, mainly because so much of it has been sold to overseas investors. Around 70% of water companies are foreign owned. 80% of gas power stations and offshore wind farms are foreign owned. 100% of our nuclear power stations are foreign owned by EDF, of course. Overseas shareholders get richer while our infrastructure is crumbling. Risk of power cuts are increasing. Raw sewage is being pumped into our rivers and seas. In Bramley, Surrey, we've got an entirely foreseeable problem with Thames Water, which has been ongoing for the last 3 weeks. We've given up control over much of our critical infrastructure, meaning that national security is at risk. I was dismayed to read a comment from Jeremy Hunt a few weeks back in the FT, in which he said that the company need to sort out their own issues. He went on to say that what we're never going to do for people who invest in the UK is say that the state is going to insure you against bad decisions made by management or shareholders. That's what the markets are all about. Well, first of all, there is no market for water. The consumer has no choice. The price the supplier charges is set by a regulator. Additionally, if there's no bailout for Thames Water and no extra charges on consumers to keep it afloat, that's a reasonable position to take. But the supply of water within the Thames Water region isn't operationally possible within acceptable levels of pollution and within the framework that the regulators permit, and which private capital will finance right now. That circle cannot be squared, and there's literally no solution that reconciles those positions. Reform are therefore proposing a tighter regulation and new ownership model for critical national infrastructure. The new model will bring 50% of each utility into public ownership, with the other 50% owned by UK pension funds. This is a win-win situation through which utilities benefit from new expertise and better management whose interests are vested in its success. We'll also create a single government infrastructure funding stream which overhauls and merges the National Infrastructure Commission and the Infrastructure Bank. We'll scrap all net zero related objectives, simplify the funding process, save time, cut waste, boost funding and ensure proper accountability. Until then, next time you take a sip of tap water, remember it's not just refreshing, it's a multinational corporate cocktail. My name's Drage, Reform candidate in Godalming and Ash, and Jeremy Hunt's daily dose of political heartburn until the 4th of July. He needn't worry though, as I'll be replacing him on the 5th, so not long to suffer, Jezza.